Delay is one of the most important effects for producers. And today we are going to take a look at 7 delay patterns that every producer should know. Delays like this. And this. And this. And all these. And later in the video, I'm going to show you Mixing Key 11, which has some really interesting ideas for producers and DJs alike. Hop in. The first one, slap delay, my absolute favorite delay style. The slap delay is oftentimes between like 50-70 milliseconds to 200-250 milliseconds. So it's supposed to be very fast and emulate early reflection in a room. Should give a tight stereo feeling. Let's take this sound. It's coming from my Silk preset pack. If you are making Melodic House, Deep House style genres, this is really good. With the delay, it sounds like this. The first thing that I'm going to do actually remove the sync so that I can control the delay time manually. Look what happens when I start calm down. Let's open the filter as well. This is a very tight delay sound, and what I like to do, open up slightly. Here, I can hear. So you can either just go for the stereo delay like this, but I feel like this effect really comes to life when you do a ping pong. So the sound reflects right and left. Let's start with this. You see how much depth we add immediately? We can actually bring down the feedback. So it's only one, but then we can play with the feedback pan. So we can actually control one right, one left. So it is very tight. It shouldn't clutter the mix. It should be very clean and just give this fast stereo to audience sound. And for the mix, I really don't over-exaggerate it. Super gorgeous and minimal effect. And when you couple this one with the reverb, slap delays are especially useful with the percussions. Let me show you. Listen to this. Snare needs something, right? Take that beat here. That subtle room effect, isn't that just so good? Let me select. With that. Adobe Pro producers actually use them all the time, so don't sleep over this. This is the Mixing Key 11. We are familiar with this screen, but the new thing is this Pro tab. Idea is simple. You have two players helping you coming up with DJ mixes or mashup ideas really quickly. How does it work really? You drop your song into the first deck, it immediately creates your cue points, and in the second player, it automatically fills up the mashup ideas that will fit to this track. We have this in this track, and here, and then you can just scroll through different ideas by test mashups. It shows you where it plays. This is already cool. This is really cool actually. Let's see if you don't like it, then you can quickly scroll through different mashup ideas. Every time you click here, the track here changes, so that you can test different tracks on top of each other and try to see if mashup works. Right? And you can of course test different parts super easy. Like here, let's say I'm gonna use this part, this track, and maybe here, this one. Let's test. It's a very creative tool to come up with mashup ideas extremely fast. I really like this new version. The DJ mix part works very similarly. Let's say I will start my DJ mix with this one. Again, my second play is updated. Right? You can quickly see if mixes are working. Again, you can scroll through, test different ideas. Right? Let's say we are happy with this one. Then you start creating your playlist. Bam. And the next thing, this is gone here. Now we are picking our next track. Let's say we are gonna cue out here, cue in here. Yeah, maybe this is nice. And then here is our track again. The track list updated. Let's say we are happy with this now. Bam, we double click. And then it's next one, next suggestion. It's a really creative workflow tool that I really like. Links in the description below. And thank you Mixed-In-Key for sponsoring this video. This one is a bit more niche, but one of my favorite delay pattern. It is the swirling multi-tap delays. Listen to this. Again, coming from my silk pack, a lot of emotions, but it needs now a bit ambience. I'm going to use Ultra Tap, but you can use any multi-tap plugin you prefer. And I actually suggest when dialing the parameters, actually use 100% width so that you can actually hear what the plugin is doing, and then you can mix it down with the original sound. Now we have this with 100% mix. So we see tons of different parameters, but I want a cleaner, tighter, but still a lot of delays happening around. So this is the reason I call them swirling, because kind of like goes around your head, like a lot of single taps happening. And the most important two parameters actually length and the taps, how many taps we have and how long those taps will be. Here, right, it's just around here. Make it darker. Kind of makes it a bit more pokey. This is already a very good starting point. So what we want now, play together with the original sound and blend them in. Other important parameters actually I like to use soothe and the compression side change the original sound, so that when the original plug hits, I can open up space on these billions of echo patterns happening around my head. Opening up space, and it's very slight compression side change the sound. Opening even more. Now this is just so gorgeous. It's a niche pattern, but once the case arises, it's beautiful. This one is not necessarily a pattern, but a cool delay effect. Listen to this. A cool bass, the way this delay works is actually you take your delay. Oftentimes you want to target mid area and super short delay time. Around here. So you start to hear this weird phase effect. You can actually decide how much you will have that. Right? This gives the bass this nice wide feeling. Because we only target the mid areas, let me show you on the imager. This won't affect your sub bass area in your bass. So if we solve this area, right, without timeless, and with timeless, it's still pretty much mono. And you really see that it doesn't really affect even the low mids, and it doesn't change your transient character either. Waveform without the delay, with delay. So this is a really simple trick to get this cool industrial sound. It doesn't need to be bass, by the way. Let's take something like this, for example. The same idea without. Wait. Super cool, isn't it? Filter delay. This is another slightly more niche way of using delay patterns, but sometimes leads to very hypnotic sounds. Let's take this sound. I do filter delay, separating the sound in the parallel channels and then applying filter delays with different parameters on each channel. I'm using the Ableton's filter delay plugin, super simple to understand, hence easy to demonstrate. This is the dry sound. If I bring down, right? The way I like to create my filter delays is actually bringing dry sound to 0 and designing each channel separately by just listening to them. So this is right and left channel together. Let's put kind of like a air to there. So filter this area, bring up the volume. You hear that? Delay. to repeat that much. Now, let's design the right and left channel. So in this case, we have left and the right channel separately. I'm thinking like to the left channel, let's get the bottom end. Maybe you can sync it. And to the right channel, let's put the same volume. Put like a bit slightly high end. I want to make it more organic, so I don't want to sync everything. Bring the high end. Now bring the dry sound. Right? You done? Wait. Let's create this super interesting pattern together. One thing you can still do if you want to emphasize a bit more the mid channel, you can actually separate this into the dry and wet channels and duck it itself. But I think for my case, I'm kind of enjoying it already. Super cool. This one is a bit more niche as well, but in certain conditions can really sound super interesting. Listen to this. So what I want now, delay that is actually reversed and it connects to the end part of this sound. Do you see these parts? Then I want reverse tails connects to the next phrase here. I'm gonna use free plugin, reverser. It's as simple as it gets. Let's solo the reverse part. It reverses the signal basically. And then you can add an amount of delay. You can sync, but I like to do it like together with the sound so that I can hear they connect properly. Here is actually pushing it on the sides so that in the middle our sound is alone and the sides are reversing. Simplest way, I really like the sound of chorusly. And then you want, of course, duck the sound when the original signal hits, sidechain to itself. So we emphasize more on that sucking in effect. Together now we have this. Super cool. Now we want to enhance this by adding another delay on the sides together with this one. That one has to be faster to really glue everything. Just gonna use simple timeless in the fast delay settings and on the ping pong. Can maybe increase even more and blend it. For the people who plays guitars, try this on your guitar, especially when you're plucking your guitar. It really sounds ethereal. Now my all-time favorite delay type, dotted tape delays. These tends to be so simple to use and works like a charm in most of the sounds. Listen to this. Again, you guessed it, coming from my Silk preset pack. I love empty ambience to fill in. The reason tape delays and dotted works is the twofolds. Dots tends to feel those offbeats and tape gives this slight vintage sound, that type of flutter and wow sound that tape has, and this really makes the delay very elegant. I'm gonna use one delay. Feel free to use any tape delay plugin. First we're gonna go to the dotted. You can control both of them, like get dual and then control both right and left, but I think the simple control is better. I'm gonna go for 1/8 and spread it. Right? Bring down the feedback. Edge, a bit dry. With less wow. Cut the lows. Make it darker. Bring down the mix. All these sounds is so gentle and elegant. It really works wonderfully for this type of sound. If you want to open more space up, you can duck this in the original sound. For that, parallel chain, then 100% wet, but fix the mix with the here. And suit for this space. And if you prefer, you can add a gentle reverb on top. Just to give you an idea how the delay itself sounds, so you can actually hear the tape like this. There's bubbles and flutters. Relatively dark to give space to the original sound. A good delay is a work of art, so pay attention to your delays.